Here are 10 things every GTA Online player should earn. This will include a wide mix of different things, with quite a few of these items actually being businesses, which really is not too surprising nowadays because of how many there is. But yeah, without any further ado, let's dive into the first thing you should definitely have. And this will be loads of different garages. At some point you will need to invest in a bunch of garage space. Luckily enough, GTA Online does have a ton of different places. The one that really stands out in particular will be one called the Eclipse Boulevard Garage. It will be able to store 50 of your vehicles, and what makes this one really cool and really stand out to me at least is the fact you can change how it looks inside. On top of this one, the Arena War Garage is a really underrated one in my opinion, and is a great place to store some of your weaponized vehicles. So if you do find you are running out of garage space, it is a really quick fix. Unless you already have all of the garage space available, then I truly do feel sorry for you. The second thing that I do think you should earn, even though they are not as good technically, will be some of the different MC businesses. I do in fact have a better reason for this, instead of just the usual grind. The first reason is because if these things do get a double money and RP bonus, they genuinely become some of the best money makers in the game. And the second reason is because they will be constantly generating you money in the background whilst you do other things, which honestly is the MC business's best feature. And after all of the recent changes by Rockstar, you will get an entire 45 minutes to complete them, which will mean you can sell completely full stock even as a solo player. If you guys don't like grinding as much, this next business is probably my go-to secondary option. It will of course be the bunker. The bunker will make you guys stock a lot better than the MC businesses. In about 2 hours and 10 minutes of time, you roughly make around $210,000, and depending if you bought supplies, that means you are making roughly around $130,000, which might sound like a long time, but in terms of GTA Online, that is genuinely quite good. I think another really overlooked thing about the bunker is the research inside. Unfortunately, this is another thing that can take a long time, and I only just recently got to this stage where I unlocked the majority of the stuff, but this will be ideal for the Mark II weapons. Just unlocking some of the different ammo types especially, they can come in quite useful, and even the different attachments like the heavy barrel, and that is not even to mention the different weapons you can unlock like the Oppressor Mark II missiles. If you have not researched anything inside your bunker, it is highly recommended to try and do it. You can also call up Agent 14 on your phone and request research to make it just a little bit faster. Reasons to get the Acid Lab are really straightforward. It is essentially the best solo business currently, and what I love about the Acid Lab is, first of all, it is a mobile business. You can do the sell missions anywhere you choose. The supplies can be boosted every single day by coming over to this table and pressing right on the D-pad. Really nice if you want to make some faster cash, and you can also change your product name for $5,000 to permanently boost the Acid Lab stock value. With full stock and the Acid Lab upgrade, which will take a long time to get, by completing 10 DAX Fooligan jobs, you will be making around $350,000. The sell missions are extremely easy to complete, taking you between 5 and 15 minutes. If you are yet to get the Acid Lab or even upgrade the Acid Lab, it is highly recommended. Another powerhouse business that will just offer you so much is the agency. Another really solid moneymaker, even as a solo player, and it will also give you access to the Imani tech upgrades. I think this is easily one of the best things you can earn in GTA Online, and I do think the cherry on top of the agency is the Dr. Dre contract. Although it can take some time to completely set up, getting you $1 million every time you complete it, no matter what, just makes the agency a really standout thing. It is not too pricey either, with the cheapest agency costing just a little over $2 million. You will quite easily be able to recoup that money in very little time. The best part about the agency is if you do get bored of doing the Dr. Dre contract on repeat, you can switch it up with the payphone hits, the security contracts, and it pairs really nicely with some of the MC businesses working in the background whilst you play these things. Switching our focus now to finally something that is not completely business orientated, I feel like I just have to include the Imani Tech vehicles, especially just after the agency. Owning just one of these vehicles is extremely useful, and there is a ton of variety to choose from. By far one of the best ones will be the Ocelot Virtue, and this slightly ties into the Acid Lab, because if you complete all of the first and last dose missions, you will be able to get the standard Brickhead 6x6, which is the Acid Lab vehicle, and a free Ocelot Virtue. And I covered this recently in one of my best vehicle videos, but for some reason in GTA Online, the electric vehicles with the Imani Tech armor plating become absolute tanks, extremely explosive resistant, and can quite easily tank up to 6 RPGs. So the chances of even being hit by any rocket are very low. Probably the most obvious thing in this entire list will be the Terrorbyte and the Oppressor Mark II combo. The Terrorbyte in the past was quite easily one of the best vehicles you could get for grinding all of your different businesses. However, with some recent changes in GTA Online and different updates, Rockstar made the Terrorbyte even better. The Terrorbyte can now be fitted with the MCT, or the Master Control Terminal. You might have seen this before in the arcade. Essentially, this will just let you control the majority of your businesses directly from the Terrorbyte. Unfortunately, the only way that you can put this upgrade in the Terrorbyte is by having the Garment Factory, so I guess you could sort of include the Garment Factory in the same spot, and having the added bonus of storing it inside the Garment Factory is also a really nice touch. And not much needs to be said about the Oppressor Mark II. Obviously a really solid grinding vehicle, extremely expensive, but still very worthwhile depending what you are doing. And calling it directly from the Terrorbyte just makes it that little bit better. At this point with the majority of your businesses, you might want to try and get a Nightclub. It is extremely hard not to include the Nightclub. Although I did not include all of the businesses that you need to have to fully get the Nightclub set up, the Nightclub itself is still an ideal place. It will have the best passive safe in the game, or at least semi-passive safe, because you still need to do something and increase your Nightclub popularity. But even knowing this, the Nightclub is the king of semi-passive income, with all of the warehouse technicians all set up on these different businesses that you earn over a long period of time, and completely forgetting about the Nightclub, it will be quietly making you money in the background. It is also another business where you get a bunch of different garage space if you choose to buy it. I also think the garage looks really nice, worth the investment if you can. Getting closer to the end of this video, we now have the 9th spot, and I actually went for the newest business, which is the car wash. I definitely think that this is more of a end game business, so once you guys have everything in the game, it is definitely worth getting the car wash business. And the reason for this is really simple. It is because of the passive income inside. When you walk over to this safe, you will get a list of all of the businesses in GTA Online, and owning each one of these businesses will get you some additional passive income in this safe, capping out at roughly around $30,000. So about $20,000 worse than the Nightclub safe. But where I think the car wash business really excels is the other 2 side businesses which are tied to this. If you have the car wash business, the Higgins Telltales business, and the Smoke on the Water shop, it will in fact boost some of the MC businesses and standard business that you probably already have. The Smoke on Water shop will increase the weed farm product, and it actually becomes a viable MC business. The car wash will increase the counterfeit cash factory, and the Higgins Telltales will increase your hangar stock. So if you do like making extra cash and you do use the MC businesses and the hangar business quite frequently, I do think this is a must-have business. It will cost a little bit to get all of them, but it is definitely worth it, and you will make that money back just on these bonuses alone. And finally, of course, we just have to include the Kosatka submarine, by far the best investment you can make. The Kosatka with its upgrades, like the moonpool vehicle called the Sparrow, is currently one of the fastest helicopters in the game. This will be one of the best things you can pull out when grinding really anything, and I do think this is better than the Oppressor Mark II, but that completely depends what you use them for. And the main attraction of the Kosatka is obviously the KO Preco heist, and unless Rockstar add anything else before GTA 6 comes out, the KO Preco heist is still and always will be the best moneymaker, especially as a solo player. If you are just starting GTA Online out, this is something that you want to strive for, and in very little time you will be making millions of dollars. So yeah, that was 10 things that every player should own in GTA Online. There was also some other businesses that I could have potentially included. For example, the auto shop would probably pass as an honorable mention. I still think it is an incredible place, another really nice thing to store vehicles in and even customize them, and the auto shop robbery contracts are always a solid source of income. But yeah, I'm really intrigued to hear what you guys think about this list. Is there anything I should have included instead? Maybe some more vehicles, or even some different properties like the facility? I still think that is a really cool place, good for them doomsday heists and storing some of your weaponized things. But yeah, as usual, if you went on to enjoy this video or found it useful in any way, shape or form, make sure to leave a like. I always do appreciate your support, and if you are new to the channel and like what you see, subscribe and hit the that bell icon to never miss a video. Finally guys, stay safe, thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.